Hello, and welcome to a tutorial on gis.cancer.gov. Would you like to be able to extract cancer statistics in a visual format? As a health information librarian, these maps will help you serve public health professionals, researchers, or other patrons who are seeking cancer statistics for specific geographic locations. This tutorial provides an introduction to the National Cancer Institute's GeoViewer. During this tutorial, it may be referred to as NCI GeoViewer or GeoViewer. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to explain why GIS is useful for expressing health information, access NCI's GeoViewer, manipulate the GeoViewer map to extract specific data, modify map options, and export the map and information located within the map. Geographic Information Systems, or GIS, is a computer system used to store, analyze, model, and display information and its relationship to place and space. The main goal of marrying the disciplines of medical geography, public health, and informatics is to understand how countless health issues impact populations and the trends by which these populations are affected. Examples of the types of health data accessible on the GeoViewer are listed on the right. Demographics are statistical characteristics of people. Mortality is the number of deaths within a population during a specific period of time. Incidence and prevalence are often confused. Incidence is the number of newly diagnosed cases of a disease within a specific period of time, where prevalence is the total number of cases of the disease within the population. Screening is a preventative measure that checks for a disease before any symptoms present, and risk factors increase a person's chance of developing a disease. The GIS data included in the GeoViewer is a service of the Surveillance Research Program housed in the Division of Cancer Control and Population Sciences of the National Cancer Institute. The National Cancer Institute is the principal agency for cancer research and training in the United States. Here is a view of the homepage, gis.cancer.gov. Now, to access the maps, you must first open the GeoViewer. Use your mouse to hover over the NCI GIS portal. Select NCI GeoViewer, then click the orange box that reads Get Started with GeoViewer to open the online application. To select the geographic location, use your mouse to grab the screen and move the view in any direction. You can zoom in or out by using the plus and minus buttons. You also have the option to limit your search results by geographic region, using either the pre-selected geographic regions or customizing your own by selecting the states that you want to view. To populate the map, open the drop-down menu beneath the title Select a Data Category. You can refer back to the beginning of the tutorial for definitions of these terms. There are two more terms you'll need to know to use this resource. Health Service Areas, or HSAs, are single counties or clusters of counties that are relatively self-contained with respect to hospital care. State Economic Areas, or SEAs, are individual counties or groups of counties that are relatively homogeneous with respect to various demographic, economic, and social factors. Cancer data can be sorted by state, county, state economic area, or health service area. It is important to note that not every category will have the same options. Next, you will see an example of a search using these parameters. Open the drop-down menu and select Mortality to begin. You must continue selecting demographics until you have identified all the parameters. We're searching by state, all races, for cervical cancer mortality. Now that the map is made up, take note of the southern region. I'm going to change the geographic location to only the southern region. See how the color scheme has changed? This is because the legend groups have changed. Notice how this legend begins at a rate of 1.9 per 100,000. If I go back to all states, you'll see that the legend begins at 1.16, but no southern state had a cervical cancer rate that low. However, you do have the option of selecting Lock Legend Groups, so the maps stay consistent. The GeoViewer offers many map options that can change the way the maps look and the way it represents data. When conducting a reference interview, you must keep the map options in mind. Changing these settings can represent the data in different ways, so you must understand what your customer wants the data to show. The first option under Data Symbology is Groups. The more groups you select, the more variety in your data. The second option is Classification. Classification type, arrange those groups either by quantile interval, which means an equal number of units in each category, or by equal interval, which means each group has an equal range. You can also play with colors, outlines, and borders. Under the Map Options tab, you'll also find Print and Save. This allows you to export the maps so you or your customers can use the data. Customers will also want to know the exact statistical data that the map is representing. There are two ways to find this information from the GeoViewer. With the map open, hover your mouse over the state, county, health service area, or state economic area. An information box will appear showing you the exact data used. The second option is to locate the Data Table tab. Here, the data is formatted into a table that you can download by selecting that option at the bottom of the control bar. Since this tutorial cannot demonstrate everything that the NCI GeoViewer is capable of, please refer to the question mark button at the top right corner of the control bar. It is visible on all three tabs. This concludes an introduction to the National Cancer Institute's NCI GeoViewer. You should now be able to explain why GIS is useful for expressing health information and why the National Cancer Institute has this information, access NCI's GeoViewer, manipulate the GeoViewer map to represent specific data, and export the map as well as the data. Thank you for watching this tutorial.